Are you an empty nester? Wondering if you should stay or should you sell your house and downgrade your house to a condo or something? Well, this kind of walks you through it. I don't know if it's the best article out there, but let me open this up so you can see. Come on, there you go. All right, when to stay. If your mortgage is close to paid off or paid off, that means you have very low living costs. You have electricity, water, that kind of stuff, cable, and your mortgage is paid off. That means you have property tax insurance. That's pretty much it. It's a huge cut. If you move, you might move to a more expensive place, and it might make sense for you. Even if you're retired, you still have to deal with taxes. I don't understand all that. I understand how it works for me, but I can't give you advice. So talk to a tax guy. If you have bad credit, you can still get a loan. It's not going to get favorable rates. So you have to do the math, see if it makes sense. And this year, it's been crazy. I've been working with a lot of people, and they either don't have the income or they don't have the credit or they just don't have the ability to do that move just yet. So they have to work on it. And it might seem that I'm not doing a lot, but I'm doing a lot because I'm working with a lot of different people, helping them get into the mode of where they need to be. If you have money to renovate and you don't want to put it on a second mortgage or what have you, if you have that money and you want to invest it into your house, then absolutely. I've been here for 20 something years, 20 years. And every year I put money into the house, whether it's 5 or 10,000 or complete kitchen renovation. And that doesn't hurt as much as if I just did it in one big foul swoop. But I also did it with my style, with my quality, what I expect. If you do something like get into air conditioning in your house, like right now, there's no need for air conditioning or heating. So you call up an HVAC guy and he needs to make money. So he's going to probably give you a better deal. He's not going to make his whole month on one air conditioning unit install. So something like that makes sense for some people, and you get a big ROI out of air conditioning. Just so you know. Well, if you need to stay in your kids are around, etc., you want to watch your kids grow up or what have you, that makes sense. But your neighborhood is just your neighborhood, right? You can create living spaces wherever you go, but be careful about that. Like, we'll go into something here on the price reduced tab, and I'll show you something that caught my eye. When to go. Kids are gone. If you're an empty nester, get all your little things. The only thing that matters to me are my kids' first shoes. Everything else, I don't care if it burns down. It's all replaceable. Nothing else means anything to me because I have digital copies of my photos, all that stuff. It's just clothes, it's just computers, it's just trinkety stuff. Nothing as cherished as my kids' shoes. So that's just me. I'm not saying that's for you, but that's just how it is. You can cash out and cash in. If it makes sense for you to move into another house, whether it's smaller or bigger, if it just makes sense for you to do that, that's a good indication that you should do it. If you have that itch, renovations are too costly. Yeah, it's crazy what anything costs today. I just had my house painted. Granted, it was the fence and the pergola inside and outside and some of the cabinets, etc. It cost me 14 grand to paint, and they still didn't do the greatest job. So things just cost a lot of money. The neighborhood is changing. The parents would hang out at night and the dogs would run around, and it was a fun thing. Great memories. I cherish those memories, and I'm not sentimental about it. I appreciate them. I know that that's gone. All the kids are grown up and they moved out. We've had some neighbors move out, and that's just it. Right? Sometimes you don't like what the neighborhood's turning into, and that's time for you to get out. That's a huge indicator, right? I think our neighborhood, my block especially, because I know my block, but I know this neighborhood is still a great neighborhood and it's not changing. I think it's moving up. So that's my opinion. And then let's see, 75% of recent and most prospective buyers. There it is. NAR pending home sales report. 4% increase in August. I don't know how realistic that really is, and that's across the U.S. Year over year, we're 3.8. Now August, we're at 4% increase. Northeast, Midwest, West, 5% increase overall month to month. June, July were slow. We knew that, talked about that a lot. And over the year, it's been kind of a dull. So we saw a slight uptick in August, but nothing great. I have one house pending. I have one house active. I have a few more coming up. And the buyer in the pending listing is kicking around a little bit. Their contingency is due. I don't have any wiggle room, so we might be putting that back on market. Oh, this is the price reduction of the week. It's gone down $400,000 roughly. And this is in Santa Clara, and this is a newer home built in 1993. It's in an HOA, and I wanted to bring it to you so that you can take a look at this single family house, 2-car garage, Kingston Place, not my listing. It's on market 22 days, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,900 square feet, built in 1993. And it has an HOA of $146 a month. Not a huge fan of HOAs, and you know that if you listen to me. But it's got a huge tall ceiling. Looks like it's single pane windows. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'd have to take a close look at it, but you have the aluminum cladding there. Simple kitchen, which is great because if you have a fancy kitchen in a smaller home, it just doesn't work well. This funky thing, I don't know what the hell this is. Maybe it's a drop-down microwave. Standard 3-level home where the garage is on the bottom. Let's see if they have a floor plan. No. But look, this thing's on market 22 days. It's dropped down $400,000. It's signaling that they're desperate to get out. So to me, this is a great opportunity to at least go look at it and put a bid in if it makes sense for you. Okay. And then, I was going to do this. I was going to show you the highs and lows. 19.2 million. It went 10% over list price. That's awesome. And then the lowest sold price was 102% at 500. That was a 1-bedroom. High is 128, and lowest, this is what I'm really excited about, is 68.9. Guys, deals are still ready to be had. There's still houses out there to look at. It's like you can absolutely see homes and make on them if they've been on market a long time. This one on Clayton Road, not my listing, 129 days, sold for $500,000 under list price. Right? There's still houses that are selling for over because they're priced properly. Burbank in San Martin, this one sold for $500. It's a 1-bedroom. I wouldn't know what to do with that one. This one is the highest sold, listed at 17.5. They obviously did it right because it sold in 6 days. This house is beautiful. We can go into it, but I really want to look at this one right here. Indian Ave, 95123, listed at 999, sold for 1.28. Why? Because it went to coming soon and people bid it up. However, this should have sold for 1.3 to 1.4, not 1.28. So the buyer got a great deal. The seller didn't have to go on market. They didn't have to mess around with it, but it still sold. And look, it originally listed and it was an all cash offer, closed in how many days? 4 days. If you don't care that you get the top dollar and you just list it on coming soon and you're like, I just don't want to mess around with it, boom, done. This guy didn't do it on it, and they did it inside. It was a pocket listing for the broker. I'm not a fan of pocket listings or coming soon or what have you. I think you need to push it out to the market, get the full exposure, because a 4-bedroom should never have sold for 1.28 unless this thing was a piece of crap. Right? If it was a total fixer-upper, etc. But whoever sold it could have made more money on it. So let's take a look at Clayton Road. It's on the East Hills in Alum Rock. It's in the fire zone. Sold for $2 million, took 129 days to sell. And let's take a look inside. I can guarantee you that it's beautiful, but it's dated. Like, it has I love these cabinets. I would have painted the cabinets white. I would have done this. And then let's go back to that $19 million one. This one is 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths.